A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Meet Tommy. Tommy's not sure which sport he will play in high school someday. But no matter what he ends up choosing, playing sports in high school will help pave the way to a happier, healthier life. All Tommy needs to do is make up his mind. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. Pure launching pad for life.
The Athletic Department wished to thank the following sponsors for their generous support of Union City Athletics. 3M Excavating, Botkin Trophies and Laser Engraving, the City of Union City, join the movement. Best Way Disposal, Cardinal Ethanol, Citizen State Bank, Double Z Home Improvement, Eco Vehicle Systems, Equus Consulting Group, Frank Miller Lumber Company, Hydrojet Signs Fabricating and Glass Components, Midwest Bankers Home Loan Expert, Derek Huntwork, Tree Hill Farms, real food made simple, Wiley Well Drilling, Woodcrest Lanes, the Smoke and Pin Barbecue, Didier Do-It-Best Home and Hardware, Kearns Brothers, the Union City Lions Club, Packasack, RL Painting and Manufacturing, Shuckney Electric Heating and Cooling. Now we take you to Union City Gymnasium courtside for tonight's broadcast.
Union City High School would like to welcome you to today's Tri-Eastern Conference contest. We appreciate your cooperation in wearing a mask, social distancing, and sitting in the designated areas. Family units may sit together. Everyone else should be at least 6 feet apart. Your efforts are helping us offer a safe environment for all in attendance. And now for the lineups. First for our guests, the Northeastern Knights. Number 4, Keaton Mikesell. Number 12, Alex Beatty. Number 30, Garrett Tudor. Number 32, Wesley Hunt. Number 40, Grant Luby. Number 50, Caleb Harmon. Number 44, Carson Terrell. And now the starting lineup for the Knights. A 6'2" senior, number 2, Carter Lumpkin. A 6' junior, number 10, Ben Deitch. A 6'2" senior, number 14, Golden Van Landingham. A 6'3" junior, number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. And a 6'7" junior, number 34, Raylan Faust. The Knights are coached by Mr. Brent Ross. And now your lineup for your Union City Indians. Number 12, Jude Connor. Number 22, Hunter Clay. Number 32, Connor Walser. Number 42, Angel Nieto. The starting lineup for the Indians. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 10, Rylan Moat. A 5'7" senior, number 14, Zarin Cantu. At guard for the Indians, a 5'9" junior, number 20, Anthony Velasquez. At forward for the Indians, a 6'3" sophomore, number 24, Camden LaFuse. And also at forward for the Indians, a 6'1" senior, number 30, Hunter Reagan. The Indians are coached by Mr. Tom Byram. UC Athletic Director Mike Thornburg, Principal Neil Adams, and our coaches stand with and support our officials. Tonight's officials are Shane Kinder, Chad Gibson, Drew Crawford. These officials have committed their time to our student athletes, and we appreciate their efforts and sacrifices. Fans, if you feel the need to express your displeasure with our officials, please note that your actions will be an absolute contradiction to the values and beliefs of Union City Junior Senior High School. Please join me in applause for our game officials and their commitment to education-based athletics.
And welcome everybody to the Union City Gymnasium. It's Tri-Eastern Conference matchup between the Northeastern Knights, the 13-3 Northeastern Knights, 4-0 in the TC, and the Union City Indians. We got one game tonight, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And Union City's got a tall task because the big man Cowper is, because of an injury, he's been sitting out a couple games, so Camden LaFuse, the sophomore, is going to have to pick up the slack. And let me tell you, these Northeastern Knights are going to be pretty tough on these Indians. So let's see what happens in this Saturday afternoon ball game here at the Union City Gymnasium as Union City controls the tip. Reagan, the usual starters, Reagan, Cantu, Velasquez, Moat, and Camden LaFuse as Reagan takes one from the right side. No good. Rebound by number 14, Van Landingham. And we'll be saying his name a lot because he's averaging 24.4 points per game in the Tri-Eastern Conference. First shot missed there. Rylan Moat bringing past the timeline. Looking at Northeastern, boy, they looks like they got a bunch of tall players on there. Of course, we mentioned Raylan Faust, 6'7" junior. So Camden LaFuse is going to draw the task. Looks like him and Reagan are going to be playing each other. As Reagan's on the left side of the perimeter, drills up to the top of the key. Cantu's going to take his first three, and he nails it. Zarin Cantu opens up the scoring by a three-point bucket here for the Indians. Deach over to Lumpkin. Lumpkin over to Deach. Back to Lumpkin. Looking inside. LaFuse has got to be aware where the big man is. Of course, Colton Van Landingham. Boy, that's a mouthful to try to say. We're going to see what the Indians can do on that. As the big man takes it in right over LaFuse. Not a whole lot you can do about that with that wingspan. So Faust gets his first bucket, and they decide to press the Indians as Reagan tries to bring it up. Here's Cantu now over to Velasquez. Back to Cantu. Cantu looking overside. Oh, nice pickoff by number 22, Lumpkin. They try to get it inside to LaFuse. No good. Reagan comes down with a board as number 14, Van Landingham, misses it. As we mentioned, big void in the Indians lineup with Cowper out. Of course, when you have Cowper, you're missing 13.2 rebounds a game, as well as 14.3 points a game. So the Indians have a large task as Velasquez dribbles in, and it goes in. So Union City 5-2 as we're just underway in this first quarter. Deach, Lumpkin now looking inside to the big man, Faust. Faust is going to take it all on, and we'll see if LaFuse is going to get tagged with his first foul. Yep. That's going to be a tall order for the 6'7". Faust driving inside on LaFuse. So let's see, as the game progresses, let's see if we can keep LaFuse out of foul trouble, because Coach Byram does not have a deep bench when it comes to the bigs. As Faust makes his first one. Keaton Mikesell checks in for Coach Ross. He's going to replace number 10, Deach. As the big man's going to take another one, and it goes in. So nice touch on the big guy. As number 30, Garrett Tudor checks in. He's going to replace the big guy, Faust. So right away, Coach Ross going to his bench, keeping his players fresh, and it looks like Northeastern's going to press. Cowper, we can only surmise it must have been that little bit of a knee injury or possibly an Achilles against that Hagerstown game. If you were watching that game on K.I.S.S TV, a lot of a questionable officiating, and there was a foul down here late in the game that I think caused that injury on Cowper with a no call. So the big man's on the bench. And the Indians are going to really see what that's going to affect them down inside, down low, because Calp's a lot of real estate down there in the paint. And of course, these Northeastern Knights, what you can say about them, 4-0 in the TC, 13-3 overall. Northeastern averaging 68.6 a game as a team, 28.7 rebounds. Mikesell, they're going to get Lumpkin for steps. So turnover by the Knights, and Hunter Reagan will bring it down on the other end here. Again, Northeastern chooses to press in a man-to-man. So this might be a long night for the Indians. They're going to have to set some screens and get it in the hands of Cantu and Moat. Moat, the junior, Cantu, the senior. As two of them collapse down on Moat. Moat, we've talked about throughout the season, he got called last game we broadcast as a nice steal, a pass from Cantu, trying to get inside to LaFuse. Nice spin move by Carter Lumpkin. Goes in and it falls. So Northeastern takes their first lead, 6-5 at the 4:44 mark. Let's see if Coach Byram decides to try to get a timeout. And Reagan's going to get a foul. Who are they going to get that on? Wesley Hunt, who checked in, the freshman. They're going to call that on number 40, Grant Luby. Or is that a 30? Check that. 30, Garrett Tudor. As Faust checks back in for Coach Ross. And we talked about Moat using that left arm to clear out and create some space for the players. He got tagged with a foul last broadcast. So we got to watch out for Round, just trying to create some space so we can get around and maneuver. Nice inside pass to LaFuse, but stolen away by Van Landingham, and here comes the Knights. All alone, nice left hand by Van Landingham, doesn't fall. Reagan tries to get the rebound, but nice play by Garrett Tudor to pick it up in. Crossover to 32 Hunt. Hunt's going to take a three from the right side, and he's going to nail it. So Wesley Hunt, the freshman, hits a three. And this might be trouble for the Indians as Reagan's getting all kinds of fits. Northeastern's defense is just too swarming. As number 30, Garrett Tudor, the senior, picks up his bucket. 11-5, just like that. So they've scored 5 unanswered. Here comes Cantu. He's going to take it all away. Cantu got away with a walk. And LaFuse tries to go inside, muscled in, no good. And nice play by LaFuse off of the big man foul. So good heads-up play by the sophomore. And I was having a conversation before the game, looking forward to seeing what LaFuse, if he continues to grow. He's only a sophomore, so his junior and senior year, I'd expect that young man to be throwing him down. Reagan out to Velasquez. Velasquez had an outstanding tournament in the Randolph County basketball tournament. About a month removed from that, that's always a holiday tournament. Velasquez come out of nowhere and got 33 in that game, I believe. As Moat loses a handle on it, but last touch by number 10, Deach. And this time I did verify with the pronunciations of the Northeastern's team with the crowd behind me. Clay had checked in for Coach Byram. Clay also a senior. Cantu's out as Moat drives the lane. Nice little hook. Doesn't go, though. Good rebound by Northeastern Knights, number 22, Lumpkin. Here comes the Knights the other way. Van Landingham. And he goes all the way in by himself. Moat, no call on Moat. Backed off of him. Here comes Moat. And Northeastern Knight, that's probably smart why Coach Ross is substitutes his players a lot, because this might be a let's see what kind of athletes they got, because they're going to be running if they're going to be doing this full court presses. Again, right away, they go to the bench. Number 34, Fauci getting ready to check back in. It's number 2, Carter Lumpkin, easy bucket, and Coach Byram decides he wants to have a timeout. As we mentioned, Ross continually substituting, keeping fresh bodies in there. If you're going to do a full court press, you're going to need it. And Union City, boy, I tell you what, they were sitting on the 5. It was 6-5, and just when Northeastern take the lead, and they have scored the next 9 points. So Union City in trouble early here in the first quarter. Again, what a difference not having the big man Cowper in there for the Indians. So let's see what Coach Byram has to do with this press and how he can deal with it. Maybe get some screens set and free some people up, because when you press like that, you might be able to get somebody turned loose, get a couple easy buckets, and make that press ease off a little bit, score a couple bunnies for Union City. Maybe Coach Ross will bring his troops back, and then Union City will have a little bit more time to bring it back up to set up a play. So we'll see what happens, but right early on here in the first quarter, it has been nothing but Northeastern right here as of late. And Union City's having a hard time with this press. Anybody getting down there alone, they've been collapsing on Reagan, they've been collapsing on Moat, double teaming them. So as we come back, Union City will take the ball out underneath the far end. Reagan, Cantu, Moat, LaFuse, and Clay in for the Indians. Reagan. I'll tell you what, boy, they're getting their hands tipped on it. Van Landingham about got that one. Cantu to LaFuse. Boy, back to Cantu. Fortunate, Cantu's going to take a one from the left side. And Zarin Cantu buries one from 3 on the left end. So that's 6 for Cantu on 2 3-point buckets. Northeastern working in inside. Oh, nice try by Reagan. Thought he might got a block there, but the foul's the big man. Cantu's going to get him on the arm, so that's going to be the first foul for the senior. Not a whole lot you can do that when you got Faust at 6'7", down low. You just want to make sure you don't score the bucket. So good job by the senior Cantu. As Van Landingham's going to take one from the right side, no good. Rebound Northeastern Knights had position. Did Lumpkin check that? Yep, Peyton Lumpkin. We have 2 Lumpkins in there. And looks like the big man Faust just puts it back in. 17-8. And just like that, the little lackadaisical on the passes. LaFuse finds Clay. Moat. So the Indians got fortunate there as LaFuse bobbles the ball. Back the other way, turnover Indians. Oh, nice, beautiful pass into Carter Lumpkin. What a pass by number 10, Deach. Bounce pass down the lane into traffic and up and in. Nice no look to Cantu to Clay. Moat, Reagan. Reagan's going to take one from the top of the key, in and out, no good. Here comes Van Landingham. Looks like last couple times down the court I got his name right. Nice little bump in there. Looks like Peyton Lumpkin get a little hip action on the Indians, and Ross decides he wants a 30-second timeout. Is just like that, 21-8, and 1:22 left to go. So it's been all Northeastern Knights, and this one could get ugly early. If you're the Indians, I think you just try to control the tempo. I mean, they're picking off the passes. Again, the Indians aren't crisp in their passes. They're blooping them a little bit, and Northeastern Knights getting hands on them, getting little tips here and there, and it's getting enough time to cause some, chaos in the backcourt, and then Northeastern ends up with the ball, and that's been a lot of Union City's turnovers. So I'm thinking if you're Union City, maybe bring the ball up a little, set a screen on that press and just bring it up a little slow, but it's not easy to do when the Northeastern Knights are continuing a four-court press anytime that they make a bucket. And Union City takes out the ball. The Northeastern Knights are right there. So Velasquez, the starter, stays on the bench. So Coach Byram chooses to go with Cantu and Clay, as well as Moat, LaFuse, and Reagan. So Cowper's presence or lack of presence, I should say, is definitely being noticeable here. Here comes Cantu past the timeline. That's what the Indians need, kind of eliminate that press. And Cantu gets called for a carry. It's going to go back the other way, turnover Indians. 1:18 left to go here in the first. If you're just joining us, we've got one game tonight at Tri-Eastern Conference against Northeastern Knight and Union City. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to KISS TV. And here's a deep one from way out there as Carter Lumpkin misses. LaFuse clears the boards, and here's Cantu. This is got to take your time up. Set some screens, nice screen by Reagan. Reagan peels off, but Cantu can't get it to him. Back out to Hunter Reagan. Back to Hunter Clay. Clay into the hands of Moat. Moat guarded by Deach. Good defense. Nice screen by LaFuse as he peels off. Clay's going to take a three from the left side. In and out, no good. Rebound, Peyton Lumpkin. Here we're back the other way. Van Landingham's going to take it all the way alone. 1-on-3, and Van Landingham sinks it. 23-8, 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. And just like that, Moat just Hail Marys it out. Great play by Hunter Clay. Saw he's going out of bounds and hit it off at number 22, Lumpkin, and last touch by Lumpkin. It'll remain Indians' ball. So good heads-up play by LaFuse and Clay. They've both done that today, where the ball's getting out of bounds. They had no choice, but they went ahead and threw it off the Northeast player, and it went out of bounds. So good heads-up play by the Indians as Velasquez to check back in for Coach Byram. LaFuse gets a breather, and I can't imagine that's last long as Cantu bounces it right into the hands of Peyton Lumpkin. Back the other way, Van Landingham, nice pass into Carter Lumpkin, and it's up and in. So, senior to senior, and just like that, it's 25-8. As Union City is just having all kinds of frustration, and that's it. Don't even get a chance to shoot a last-second shot, and at the end of one, it's 25 for Northeastern and 8 for your Union City Indians. I think it's been, I'm trying to think, if you have the big man in there, Cowper, I don't know what kind of a difference he'd make, but certainly he could put a body on some of those players, at least give the big man Faust some competition. But Van Landingham took it down the lane 1-on-3 on his own and got in for a bucket. So Northeastern, very well coached and very talented team we're seeing here right now. As far as Tri-Eastern, Northeastern, of course, we're looking at the rebounds. Union City is second in the Tri-Eastern Conference, averaging 31.7 a game. Northeastern right behind them at 28.7. Of course, Peyton Sparks, the big man for Winchester. I'm sure that's a big reason why the Falcons in the Tri-Eastern Conference are up top. The rebounds in the Tri-Eastern Conference, their stat is at 33.6 a game, pardon me. But when it comes to individual stats, Cowper, second in the Tri-Eastern Conference behind Sparks, as we just mentioned, rebounds. So they're missing that tonight. Peyton Lumpkin right behind Calp, 7.3. So Calp from second to third place in the Tri-Eastern Conference, you're looking at a 6-rebound edge there because Lumpkin's the one Northeastern night that's third in the conference at 7.3. LaFuse at 6.0. Of course, Landingham leading the Tri-Eastern Conference with 24.4. Sparks 20.6. Looking for the Union City Indians, you got Cowper at 14.3, Cantu 13.2, and Carter Lumpkin, again, we've mentioned his name already tonight. He's at 12.9 points per game in the Tri-Eastern Conference. As Moat brings the ball up, Velasquez looking inside to Reagan. Velasquez, too much heat on it, stolen away. Here's Landingham now, Van Landingham. Nice fake around Velasquez. Easy bucket there, and Coach Byram decides he wants a timeout right away. As we just started underway of this second quarter, and Coach Byram doesn't like what he sees, so he brings his troop to the bench. 27-8. And Union City's been sitting on that 8 for a while now. We got Cantu, the lone 2 3-pointers by the senior. Got a couple more home games in this February. We have Centerville and we have Southern Wells coming up next week, I believe, the week after next, pardon me. I believe on the 16th and the 20th. That'll be a Tuesday and a Saturday night game. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but those will be the other two games. Of course, the ladies ended their season with a loss to Blue River in the sectional 56 at Tri-High School. So what a great season and what a great career Jody Carpenter, the seniors, had. She was able to break Justice Cantu, Zaren's sister, the single game assist record, and she was able to get enough assists in that game to break the season record as well. So Jody Carpenter ends a fine 4-year career for the Lady Indians on that mark. And, of course, Skyly Lutz, about 16.9 a game. She's graduating early as a junior. So those were the two games. That was the last game for those two young ladies. And we've already mentioned the girls basketball team is a great rebuild next year. It's not really a rebuild, I shouldn't say that, because they've got a deep bench and they've got some great players coming up at the 8th grade level that'll be freshmen. So Moat's going to bring it past the timeline as Northeastern lays off of the press this time as Moat tries to drive in, back out to Cantu, who hit that 3 from the left side just last quarter. Here's Velasquez. Got to get crisper on their pass. Boy, Northeastern's doing a good job getting their hands and feet up in the air every pass. Velasquez to Clay. Got Reagan up at the free throw line. I can't imagine LaFuse is going to be on the bench too much longer because Reagan's the tallest guy on the court right now for the Indians. As the Indians are trying to work their ball around, maybe that's what Coach Byram says, just work the ball around and try to get a good shot. Cantu's ready to crank one up from the left side if he can get free. And just like that, Van Landingham almost picks off another pass, and last touch by the Knights. It'll remain Indian ball. Hunter Reagan will take it out on the right side, on the Indian side. Here's Moat. Guarded by Deach. Clay. Well, good switching by Northeastern. A nice pass from Reagan into Moat. Back to Reagan. Reagan's going to take a shot. It's going to go in. So that's what you need right there for Union City. A little give and go there. As nice hands by Rylan Moat prevents a pass inside to Van Landingham. And just like that, we mentioned LaFuse checks back in for Coach Byron for Hunter Clay. So right now the tallest guys on the court for the Indians are 6-foot Reagan, and LaFuse listed at, got him listed at 6'3", Reagan at 6'1". Of course, all Northeastern's got a bunch of 6-footers on their team. Mentioned that 6'7" Faust. That's who was in his hands just a minute ago. Van Landingham's asking for the ball. He's going to back in Reagan. He's initiating contact. You're going to watch that. Reagan, I think they're going to call that on the senior. And that's who they're going to tag the foul with. But Van Landingham's easing in there, and he's creating the contact. So maybe Coach Byram's going to talk to the ref about that and get in his ear a little bit. And that looks like that's what Coach Byram's doing. Because Van Landingham took the ball and he initiated the contact going into the bucket, but Reagan gets picked up for the fouls. Van Landingham misses his first one. As we mentioned, Van Landingham, 75% free throw shooter, and he misses the first. And he sinks the second one, so 1 of 2 for the senior. And it's 28-10, an 18-point lead. Looks like Garrett Tudor getting ready to check in for Coach Ross. And UC is going to slow it down. I'm sure that's what Coach Byram said. I don't know if they can keep the fast pace that Northeastern wants to run. But Van Landingham about got that one. Moat penetrates. And off of his foot. Here goes Van Landingham. Nice. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It looks like Northeastern kind of bobbled it. Back out to Cantu, ends up with it. Here's the Indians. Cantu's going to drive. Nice pass into Moat. Moat backs it up. Reagan's going to take a three from the right side, and he sinks it. Hunter Reagan with a three. Here comes Deach back the other way. Over to Lumpkin. Boy, good ball movement. Van Landingham. Back to Lumpkin. Van Landingham inside to the big guy to Tudor. Faust. Check that. And LaFue's going to get tagged for a 2-shot foul, and that looks like it's going to be Camden's second. Not a whole lot you can do about that. And boy, I tell you what, if Camden LaFuse gets in foul trouble, that's going to mean Reagan, the big man, looking down on the bench. You have Angel Nieto, Jacob Connor, and Jordan Walzer. That's as deep as Coach Byram's bench goes with Kalp on the bench due to injury in street clothes. As Faust misses his first one. And he misses his second one. But right there's a rebound by Peyton Lumpkin. He puts it up and in. It's got to frustrate Coach Byram to let him sneak in there like that. As it's a 17-point lead now, 30-13, 5 minutes left to go in this first half. Moat slowly past the timeline. Keaton Mikesell and Wesley Hunt getting ready to check in for Coach Ross. Boy, they're trying to bloop their passes up because Van Landingham's got some good springs. He stole it right away from Velasquez. He's taken it all the way and almost jams it. Looking for a foul. Moat was able to not get a whistle. And it looks like he got hit in the eyes. Van Landingham's kind of blinking a little bit in that right eye. So maybe Ryland got a little bit of a hand on him and hit him in the head. Nice kick by Northeastern. Deach. And Hunter Clay checks back in. We also have number 30, Garrett Tudor, checking in for Coach Ross. Van Landingham's going to have a breather on the bench there. I think they're going to look at that eye to make sure he's okay. But we've talked about the quickness of this Northeastern Knights team. Reagan penetrates. They're going to get called on a block as Peyton Lumpkin. Going to get him on a body foul. Reagan tries to drive the bucket, but they're not going to call that a shooting foul. Senior Reagan wisely put it up in the air, see if he could get that 2-shot foul, but he didn't get the call. Back to Nieto. Excuse me, not Nieto. That's Velasquez. Cantu's going to take one from the right side. No good. Rebound the other way. Here comes Carter Lumpkin. Garrett Tudor posted inside. Reagan keeping an eye on him. Tudor flashes across. Here's Lumpkin. who's going to take a deep free from the left side. Good bucket there by number 4, Keaton Meixel. The sophomore hits one from the left side from 3, 35-13. It's a 22-point lead. Velasquez dribbles in, and they're going to call it. They're going to get a charge. Ooh, Velasquez very close to getting a charge on that one, but they're going to call it on Northeastern. Carter Lumpkin picks up his first foul as Garrett Luby and number 44, who's not on my roster, we're going to say Carson Terrell. That's the JV number. Checks in for Coach Ross. Cantu out to Reagan. Over to Moat. 35-13, a 22-point lead as the Northeastern Knights has been able to amass that with good defensive play and good pressure. Again, the Indians' passes are a little bit bloopy, we'll call them. Gives Northeastern enough time to get over there. There's Cantu, nice knife around there, and he's going to go in. No good, doesn't fall for the senior, but good penetration by Cantu. Here's Lumpkin. Wesley Hunt, back to Lumpkin. Mike's on left side who just hit that 3. Looking inside a little too much for number 40. Luby doesn't get a hand on it, he takes a step. So that's a turnover by Northeastern as Van Lanningham. We knew it wasn't going to be long for that young man to get back in. And LaFuse comes back in replacing Hunter Clay, the senior. So it looks like Van Lanningham's okay there with that right eye. It looks like it's still a little, I don't know, Moat must have caught him a little bit, but it looks like he's okay. And Coach Byron wants a 30-second timeout. Van Lanningham checks back in. Of course, we've mentioned Van Lanningham, Colton Van Lanningham, the senior averaging 24.4 a game, and that's good enough for leading the Tri-Eastern Conference. Right behind him is Peyton Sparks. We've talked about him, the big man from Winchester, the senior. He's just 4 points less, about 20.6. And then, of course, looking on down the way at number 9th in the Tri-Eastern Conference, Carter Lumpkin at 12.9. Well, if you're Coach Ross, you got to be happy with how your team's playing. I mean, going into this, looking at the records and on paper, Northeastern a very dominant team against the Indians on paper. And of course, when you find out the big man Cowper's not playing, that's a big void for Union City to fill, and it's fallen on the shoulders of LaFuse for the most part. And LaFuse, the sophomore, got 2 fouls already. So let's see if he can play clean this last 3 minutes and doesn't pick up foul number 3, because that would be trouble for Coach Byram, as he doesn't have a deep bench when it comes to height. I think you got Walzer and Connor typically guards, and Nieto, your next biggest guy, and he's not going to be able to do what LaFuse or Cowper can do. As Moat dribbles in, looks around for some help. Back out to Velasquez. Reagan. Moat's going to set up the Indian offense. 2:25 left to go in this first half. It's been all Northeastern. Union City, I think about 6-5 was their last lead, and then Northeastern's just been pouring it on. Here's Reagan. Good hands by Meixel, almost got that out of Reagan's hand. Talking to Reagan yesterday, and he was going to go to the Y and get some shots in, as Reagan thought we had a 3-pointer there from Hunter. Said he wanted to do some extra shooting at the YMCA in Winchester because he knew that Northeastern was going to be a tall order. As Lumpkin from the right side, and Carter Lumpkin nails it. He's a 3. 38-3, a 25-point lead. As Lumpkin looks to get to his 12.9 a game. Moat, Cantu. Nice pass from Cantu into Reagan. Well, Reagan needs to go up strong as he tries, and good move there by Hunter Reagan, the senior. Little drop step fake around number 40, Luby, and that's what the Indians need. Here's Carter Lumpkin from another one from the right side. No good, in and out, but good rebound by number 40, Luby. And they're going to call him for 3 seconds because he had nobody to pitch it to. Alex Beatty checks in for Coach Ross. He'll be replacing Luby.
Alex Beatty in the lineup for Northeastern.
And Northeastern's decided to back off the press here, so maybe the Indians will have a little bit more breathing room as Moat's getting the play from Coach Byram. Getting ready to approach just under a minute now in the first half. Well, Union City's got a lot of adjustments to do in the locker room if they want to get back into this game, because Northeastern's just been quick with the hands, quick with the feet, and they've been really hitting from the outside. Velasquez, Moat, Cantu. Cantu's going to take one from the right side. He had to touch there. LaFuse trying to fight for the rebound, no good. 35 seconds left to go. Here comes Lumpkin. Here's Van Landingham, nice little step fake, and oh, great pass. Nice left. He intended for number 44, Terrell, but Indians right there to get a hand on it, but good notion by Van Landingham. As Moat's going to take a three from the right side, no good. Here's Van Landingham with the board. He's going to take it all the way. Nice bounce pass in. Oh, what a transition, but no good. Tried to get number 4, Mikesel, but Mikesel couldn't hit. Here's Carter Lumpkin from the right side, and he takes a three, and he sinks it. 6 seconds left to go, 41-15. As Cantu's going to take one. 2 seconds, he's going to take it, and it sinks it. They're going to count that 3, 2-point bucket. So Union City goes in the locker room, finding themselves down by 24, 41-17. So they got a lot of work to do down in the locker room to make some adjustments. So we'll be back for the second half action. We're going to reboot. You're watching KISS TV, the Union City Indians against the Northeastern Knights.
Union City Athletic Department would like to thank its corporate sponsors for their support this basketball season. They are Tree Hill Farms, Hydrojet Signs and Fabricating and Glass Components, Citizen State Bank, Eco Vehicle Systems, Midwest Bankers Mortgage Services, K.I.S.S Consulting Group, Frank Miller Lumber Company, Best Way of Indiana, Cardinal Ethanol, Wiley Well Drilling, Woodcrest Lanes and the Smokin' Pin Barbecue, Double Z Home Improvement, Kearns Brothers Incorporated, Packasack, Didier Home and Hardware, RL Painting and Manufacturing, Botkin Trophies and Laser Engraving, the City of Union City, 3M Excavating, the Union City Lions Club, Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, and Shockney Electric. Thank you to our corporate sponsors for their support. Also, don't forget to check out something new from the athletic department. Save money with Union City Sport Punch Passes. You can get a 10-game pass for just $50. You save $14.90 over single-game ticket prices. Or you can get a 20-game pass for $95. Save $34.80 over single-game prices. These punch passes are good for the rest of this season, the spring sports season, and they're also good for next year as well.
I feel so lucky. You wanna hug me?
For just 2% of a typical school's budget, high school sports give us plenty of energy and excitement. For just 2%, they also give us young people whose leadership and commitment to excellence will pay big dividends in our community for years to come. 2%, that's one investment we can all feel good about. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure launching pad for life.
From all across the state,
Rushville,
South Bend, Washington, Lakeland High School,
Culver Academies, North Vermilion.
we represent 160,000 student athletes.
We are the voices
Of 410 member school athletes.
The IHSAA Student Advisory Committee is made up of 18 student athletes who organize the Student Leadership Conference and participate in state championship events as award presenters in many different roles.
We represent you.
We are the IHSAA Student Advisory Committee.
Pure spirit, pure sport.
Pure Indiana.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Bob Lovell with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Commissioner, You know, occasionally I throw out those lines like, gosh, you guys are really busy, a lot going on. This week, you guys are really busy. There's a lot going on. You have sectionals, you have swimming, you have wrestling, you have, if I left anything out, you have a lot going on this weekend.
I know, isn't it great?
It is.
It's just, it is. We've got, a lot going on, just getting after it here in the office with their tournaments, preparations. And, last weekend we had a great weekend with wrestling that kicked off with the boys sectionals across the state. And I'm happy to report that we have winners, and they're advancing to the next round. As they say, they're punching their ticket to the tournament. And, they're prepared to come in here, and they're going to wrestle regional this weekend in the state as they march towards their date at Bankers Life in the next couple of weeks. We kick off girls swimming and diving tonight across the state. 64 girls basketball sectionals start tonight. It's their tournament time, season 2, so to speak. Everybody's undefeated today in the basketball world, and they're ready to make their quest for a state championship.
I'm struck at this time of year and at this point in my life with thinking about the tournament. And I want you to stop being a commissioner for a second and think back when you were in school, what the sectional meant to you and your friends and your family. I mean, we have vivid memories of that, do we not, even after all these years?
Bob, some things as time goes on, they become a little duller and grayer in memories, but not playing in that high school sectional. I remember 1981, long time ago, the old Princeton High School gym. I got to put my school uniform on and go in there and play. And, those memories just stay with you, and the memories of your teammate, the words of your coaches. My coach was a guy named Herb McPherson, and, him guiding us through that season and getting ready to play. And then we certainly we didn't win the sectional, but you know what? We were prepared to win the sectional, and those things just stick with you the rest of your life. And you remember a few things.
Yeah.
Remember that day you got married and your children are being born and things, but man, you sure remember playing in a basketball sectional too. And then I'm sure that goes for every kid that participates at the tournament level across the state in all of our sports.
And the kids who were in the wrestling sectional and all that. I mean, I can remember as a 15-year-old kid at Plainfield High School, leaving school, jumping on the bus, driving to Brownsburg for practice. And then we were fortunate to win the sectional my sophomore year and my senior year. But then, making that same trip instead of going to Brownsburg, going to Hinkle, practicing for the regionals. Are you kidding me? I mean, how do you not remember things like that?
You do. I mean, they're all just good stuff. It's formative. It's a good thing.
Well, and COVID, we're handling all of that too. Everyone's good.
We are. Unfortunately, as we experienced in the fall, a few teams have had close contact at the wrong time, and we've had a handful of girls basketball teams that are not going to make the curtain call here for the tournament. That'll happen, and we understand that. We hate it.
Right.
Don't like it. It's just part of the times we find ourselves in. And the good news is the vast majority of teams across this state are going to get to play, but the bad news is we're going to leave one or two behind or a handful behind, and we certainly just hate that for the student athletes.
We absolutely do. Paul Neidig is the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's a huge week. Tournaments beginning, continuing around our state. Get out and support the student athletes in your local school. Enjoy it, and please be safe, everyone. And we'll be with you next week. Paul, good luck to you and the staff and the schools. We'll talk about it next week in much more detail. Thanks so much for your time.
Looking forward to the call, Bob, and thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to Indiana today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
The athletic department wished to thank the following sponsors for their generous support of Union City Athletics. 3M Excavating, Botkin Trophies and Laser Engraving, the City of Union City, join the movement. Best Way Disposal, Cardinal Ethanol, Citizen State Bank, Double Z Home Improvement, Eco Vehicle Systems, Equus Consulting Group, Frank Miller Lumber Company, Hydrojet Signs Fabricating and Glass Components, Midwest Bankers Home Loan Expert, Derek Huntwork, Tree Hill Farms, real food made simple, Wiley Well Drilling, Woodcrest Lanes, the Smoke and Pin Barbecue, Didier Do-It-Best Home and Hardware, Kearns Brothers, the Union City Lions Club, Packasack, RL Painting and Manufacturing, Shuckney Electric Heating and Cooling. Now we take you to Union City Gymnasium courtside for tonight's broadcast.
As Rylan Model begins to bring the ball out, Reagan, Velasquez, LaFuse, Cantu, and Moat noticeably absent as Elijah Cowper still nursing an injury in that Hagerstown game. As Moat grabs a rebound from an errant shot by the Indians. So Union City, hopefully they did some adjustments at halftime. Nice give and go. Oh, LaFuse just in and out of his hands. I think Cam had an easy bucket there if he'd have got a control on it. Here's Lumpkin. You going to get him for steps? Well, they're going to call a foul instead of a travel. Well, they're going to call a travel. Good. The other way. Thought they might have picked up a foul there as Lumpkin took an extra step, and they did get the call. So just underway here in the third, 17 for Union City, 41 for Northeastern. As we mentioned, Van Landingham, the outstanding senior, Colton Van Landingham for Northeastern Knights, leading all scores in the Tri-Eastern Conference at 24 a game. LaFuse took an extra step, and he's going to go. Looked like he might have took that drop step. I guess they're going to count it, and LaFuse will go to the line shooting one. They're going to call that on number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. So the sophomore's going to go to the line, try to complete a three-point play. But Union City's got to play some great defense and start hitting some shots as LaFuse's three-point play attempt out, in and out of the bucket. But Union City's got to play some defense. Northeastern started this game with presses. And nice back off. Good no call. LaFuse could have been going there either way. Faust, the big man, at 6'7". LaFuse tried to intimidate the shot, and Faust got the bucket. Oh, nice give and go from Velasquez. Nice left hand by LaFuse. No call. Number 22 looked like he got a little push there. Peyton Lumpkin might have got away pushing LaFuse out a little bit. It's going to go back the other way. Deach will bring up the ball into Faust hole. Nice play from Faust to number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. And 45-19 as they decide to press here again. Northeastern, Velasquez is going to go in, and it goes in. That's how you beat the press, is you get a bucket there, and LaFuse is down. LaFuse got an ankle twist. That could be big for the Indians as he is limping on that right side, and we mentioned Coach Byram's bench is not deep, and LaFuse is back up, and he's trotting as I think Clay's coming in for him for Coach Byram. Well, that's got to be a concern because that's your second big man coming to the bench. So the trainer's going to look at LaFuse. But what a bad break for the Indians as the sophomore LaFuse is going over to the right side on the bench to get looked at by the trainer. It looks like that right ankle. I didn't see what happened. He might have come down on another foot or just come down on it wrong because he's nursing that right ankle. And we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that and keep you in tune here what's going on. As Moat tries to dribble inside. Oh, Faust gets a piece of it. That's what you expect when you've got 6'7" frame on you and about a 7-foot Weissman. As Faust throws one down. As Hunter Clay just kind of got out of the way of that big smile on the senior's face. He said, I don't want any part of that. So a little bit of excitement there for the Northeastern as the 6'7" guy slams one down, giving the Knights a 47-21 lead. Reagan should have taken that shot there, and Reagan kind of takes a step in. No good. Here comes Faust. Excuse me, check that, Deach. Lumpkin from the left side. And nice rebound by number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. Here's Carter Lumpkin again from the left side three, no good. Boy, tell you what, the other Lumpkin just got another rebound as Cantu fights for it. It's going to be last touch by Zarin Cantu. And the second chance points, that's got to drive Coach Byram crazy because they're getting some offensive rebounds. The Indians just can't get in there. As the big man Faust is going to come to the bench for Coach Ross for a breather. We mentioned Van Landingham. Don't have a score, don't know how many points he's got, but we talked about he's averaging 24.4. I don't think he's close to that yet, so he's got to do some scoring. But if this game gets too lopsided, I don't know if Coach Ross will keep his troops in, want to get the JV some action. And it looks like Reagan's going to pick up a foul on the arm. See if they call it on the senior or Cantu. Nope, Reagan's going to pick that up. That'll be the senior second foul. Tudor will be at the line. In and out, no good. And LaFuse looks like he's ready to come back in. I'm sure the young man wants to get in that game as he sits back on the bench. Looked like it's a good sign. Looked like he walked back to the bench from the trainer, and it looks like he's going to be okay. We'll see if he gets back in. It's what you want to do. You want to get him in there on that ankle. You don't want it to start ice or freezing up on you. You want to keep some action on it, keep it loose. As Reagan gets a rebound, here's Cantu. That's why Cantu needs to penetrate. Banks off the backboard. That's what the senior needs to do. I think Zarin Cantu needs to have the ball in his hands and try to penetrate and pick up some fouls off these Northeastern Knights. As we mentioned earlier in the season, all season, Cantu plays like he's about 6 foot or better. Good ball movement by the Knights. Here's a three from the left side. Wesley Hunt off the mark. Moat coming the other way. Wisely brings it back out, set up the offense. Clay on the left side. They're not giving him any attention. Boy, if you could get one over two and maybe Clay can take a three. Yep. Lumpkin quickly gets out on him, and they're going to call a foul as Moat drives to the lane. Loses the ball, but luckily must have got hit on the arm. That's who they're going to tag it with. Number 30, Garrett Tudor is going to pick up the foul. 6 foot senior. As here we go. It's a good sign for Coach Byram as LaFuse jogs back in. So maybe just a little bit of a twist there. And we'll see if Northeastern's going to work on that ankle on LaFuse and make him. No, LaFuse is just hobbling a tad, and he misses the inbound pass. Moat could have called a foul there. Here comes number 4, and he takes all the way in. No good. Mikesell misses it. Gets his own rebound back. And Northeastern's going to set it back up. Here's one from the left side by Tudor. No good. Hunt picks up the ball. Back out to Mikesell. Hunt's going to take a three, and he sinks it. So 50-23, a 27-point lead. Has 3:36 left to go in this third quarter. We mentioned Northeastern, a well-coached team, that 13-3 record, and I can see why. 4-0 in the Tri-Eastern Conference. Here's Reagan. Cantu. That's why Cantu's got to dribble inside. That's what we talked about. The seniors got to assume leadership and take it down in. They're going to get that on number 4, Keaton Mikesell. And Caleb Harmon checks in for the first time. I believe that's first he's checked in for Coach Ross. He's a 6'2 sophomore. He's going to replace number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. LaFuse is just, LaFuse is, you can see him favoring that right ankle just a tad. I don't think he's at full speed, but I'm sure he's a competitor and wants to be in that game. Moat, nice defense by Mikesell. Here comes the Knights. Reagan, not a whole lot you can do, in and out, no good, but Tudor gets his own rebound, back up and in. So, again, Indians taking their time past the 10-second line. Northeastern did not press. Reagan going to drive inside, take a shot, no good. Boy, 3 Northeastern Knights down low. Camden tried to get in there, and you can see him he's favoring that ankle. He's not at full speed coming down the other end of the court, and they're going to call a walk on Northeastern. He's going to go back the other way, and we're looking at LaFuse, and he's gingerly on that ankle. So you got to keep it loose. He's working it. You can see it down there. He's just trying to twist it all around, trying to keep it flexed. Keep it loose. Here's Moat. Picked by Reagan. Moat drives inside, back out. Try to get it to K.I.S.S. They're going to say last touch by Northeastern. As Velasquez checks in for the senior K.I.S.S. I'm sure that's just a breather. As Reagan will take the ball out underneath their own bucket. Clay, Velasquez, Moat, Camden, LaFuse, Reagan. Those are your five players on the floor for the Indians. Clay, bounce pass inside to Camden. He's pushing in. He's going to, nice aggressive play by Camden LaFuse. He's backing his guy in. Number 50, I believe, Caleb Harmon's going to pick up a foul. That'll be his first. Yep, LaFuse had the right idea, dribbling, backing his guy in. He made a move, and nothing really Harmon could do but put a body on him and get called for the foul. Non-shooting foul, but that is the fourth team foul by Northeastern. I just think the Indians need to continue to penetrate into the lane, see if they can draw some fouls, get to the line. LaFuse is trying to back up Harmon again. LaFuse looks like he's got about an inch or two on Harmon. Nice give and go to Reagan. A little too hard from Velasquez, just out of the reach, and Cantu comes in for Clay. I knew that wasn't going to be long. As Van Landingham gets ready to check back in for Northeastern. He's going to replace Wesley Hunt. And Northeastern not in any kind of hurry, just take the time, work the clock. Oh, nice no-look pass inside to Harmon, but he bobbles it. Cantu ends up with it. So Cantu, you got to penetrate. Cantu clearly probably the quickest Indian they have on the court. Probably the quickest on the team. Moat to Cantu. Cantu's going to take one from the top of the key. No good. Nice. Oh, Reagan had the right idea. Cantu ends up with it. He's fouled. No call. They're going to get a call now. They're going to call that on Cantu. Are you really? I think I saw the senior get pushed going for the ball there, but there was no call. But they tagged the senior for trying to get it back. So Cantu picks up his second foul as Van Landingham's going to bring it past the timeline, guarded by Velasquez. Harmon. Lumpkin's going to take one from about 10. No good. Harmon tries to get the rebound, but it ends up in number 12's hands. Alex Beatty. No good. Coming back the other way. Here come the Indians. Alex Beatty, son of Don Beatty, a Winchester grad. And Cantu sinks one from the right side. Of course, Donnie Beatty, one of the assistant coaches for Northeastern. As Cantu sinks his third three from the right side. They're going to call out on Velasquez. Mikes will bring the ball up. Cantu picks him up past the timeline. Harmon. Mikesel. Trying to free up Van Landingham, and Mikesel got called for steps. Looks like they were trying to fake one way, and Van Landingham was cutting to the bucket, and Mikesel took an extra step. So break for the Indians there as we go the other way. 52-26 as we're under 30 seconds here in the third quarter. As we mentioned, it's been all Northeastern. And their 13-3 record, you can surely see it with the way this team's working on the court against the Indians. Oh, Velasquez. Errant pass gets it right back, so picks Beatty's pocket back to get the ball back. So good heads-up play by Anthony. Back into Ryland Moat's hands, the junior. Oh, nice penetration by Moat, as I think Lumpkin's going to get him with the body. Let's see if they're going to call it on Carter Lumpkin. Yep. So that'll be Lumpkin's second, as Moat's going to go to the line, shoot two. And LaFuse just, I think he's more LaFuse's playing since that injury. I think it's starting to loosen up. He's getting a little quicker now. But he was favoring that. Yeah, he still is. He's coming back the other way. And I don't know that he can put all his weight on that right foot as Clay comes in for LaFuse. LaFuse, no, he doesn't want to come out. So the tallest guy on the court for the Indians now is Hunter Reagan. And again, you got to wonder how close of a game or how much more of a game this could be if CalPERS win. As Van Landingham brings it past the timeline. He's going to take a shot from about half court, and it almost goes in. And at the end of 3, Northeastern Knights, a commanding lead, 52-27. 8 more minutes to go. We have one game here on this Saturday. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's been a tall order for the Indians, that's for sure, 52-27. Want to thank our crew. We have Josiah Bowers, Jordan Walzer down in the studio with Phil Williams, and cameras people Christian Cardona, Gloria Cardona, and Matty Abel are operating your cameras tonight. Gave my man Hummel a break for tonight. He's always working, so he decided he wanted to have a day off, so we don't have the likes of Austin Hummel. So I want to thank everybody down there in the studio for bringing you this broadcast down there, and thank our camera crew. Also want to thank, as we mentioned, haven't mentioned them yet, Cardinal Ethanol and Randolph County United, big supporters of the K.I.S.S program. Big part of being able to bring you these high definition images. So for the Indians, we have LaFuse, Reagan, Clays, Cantu, and Moat. It's going to begin the 4th quarter. You still see LaFuse just trying to keep that right ankle loose. I don't know if they taped it up. He's got ankle braces on anyway on both of his feet. As Faust comes back in, so they're going to bring the big man in for Northeastern, the 6'7" guy. Here's Lumpkin. Nice feed inside to number 22, Peyton Lumpkin. And they're going to give that on LaFuse. Yep, they're going to. Cantu is going to pick up his 3rd foul. And they're going to call out a shooting foul, so Peyton Lumpkin's going to go to the line, shoot 2. In and out, no good. Lumpkin's 2nd one. No good as well. Long rebound out to Ryland Moat. Here come the Indians. Find themselves down 52-27. Cantu, yeah, you got to get some offense somewhere, so you can't blame. See, he gets his own rebound. It's a great presence by Cantu to go down the lane, but it doesn't fall. And here's Van Landingham now, guarded by Reagan. And Reagan's going to pick up a foul. Really nothing you can do there for the senior. You got to make sure if he's going to go to the free throw line, he's going to earn it. So that'll be Reagan's 3rd. So you have Cantu and Reagan, both seniors with 3 fouls. As Van Landingham will go to the line, shoot 2. Nice touch, sinks it. And Van Landingham sinks his 2nd one. 54-27, a 27-point lead. Moat hasn't done a lot of shooting. He's been handling the ball, but you haven't seen him take too many shots in this game. Oh, Clay, yep, drug his foot. Tried to get the pass, and Northeastern was there and picked up his foot, so that's going to be a turnover. Indians going to go the other way. Deach will bring the ball past the timeline. Lumpkin's going to take one from the left side. Nice hit by the lefty. And that's a 30-point lead now, 6:52. As Union City just has no answer for this Northeastern Knights team. And Cowper, they're sorely missing Cowper in this one because I'm sure Cowper could have got physical down low. And LaFuse just not enough weight to handle the big men down there. And Cantu's going to take one from the left side. It gets nothing but air. Deach out to Lumpkin. And a little too much for Lumpkin. Carter couldn't get a handle on it. Turnover the other way. We need to check driver's license on Deach. He looks like he's about a 35-year-old kid playing basketball for high school. 6-foot junior. Reagan, the Moat now. Moat drives inside. Nice turnaround. Good idea, but didn't get it to fall. Deach with the rebound coming the other way. Oh, nice behind the back pass to the big man from Deach, and he sinks it. Beautiful pass from Deach to Faust. 59-27. Moat penetrates, tries to. Deach seals him off. LaFuse needs to set a better screen than that. As Reagan sinks a three. Now LaFuse didn't post up on the screen too much. He went off as Van Lanningham's going to take one from the left side. No good. And we got a whistle going the other way. Northeastern's going to get hit with a foul. Who they going to call on number 34, Raiden Faust. So that'll be the first on the big man. So not bad, 6'7" guy, 5'23", and you hit left to go in the game, you get your first foul. So that could have been a different game if we had the big man Cowper in there, because I'm sure it would have been a physical game. Cowper's just dominating on the boards, and that's something that the Indians that solely missed. Boy, a bounce pass to Moat was just missed by Clay. Reagan trying to clear out, back to Clay. Over to Cantu, Van Landingham, here we go. Clay's chasing him, puts up, oh. Nice play by the senior Van Landingham. Thought he might have thrown it down, but Clay got it there a little bit in time, and he chose to fundamentally put it up and lay it in the basket instead of try to throw it down. 61-30. Clay. Nice bounce pass in, but picked off by Van Landingham. Reagan's back. Nice pass into the big man. Van Landingham to Faust. That's an easy one. And Coach Byram wants a timeout. Find himself down by 33 points here at 4:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. Try to say that 5 times real fast. So I think the tail of the tape has just been the athleticism by this Northeastern Knights team, but don't know how close of a game it would be, but certainly with a big man Cowper in there with his stats and his rebounding and scoring prowess for the Indians, certainly would have made a closer game. Another thing worth noteworthy is I haven't seen Ryland Moat take too many shots from the outside. Doesn't mean that he hadn't been open. I haven't seen him having any looks or anything. He's been hampered by the defense of Northeastern Knights early in the game, but that press, him and Reagan are trying to bring it back up, and at the beginning of the game, Northeastern Knights choose to do a full court press every time. So that really frustrated Moat and Reagan. They had some turnovers there early on, and Northeastern Knight, I think Union City had like a 6-5 lead, and then it's been all Northeastern. They hadn't turned back, and Union City hadn't seen the lead since. So hats off to Coach Ross and his coaching staff for having his kids ready to go here. As we mentioned, 13-3 is their record, 4-0 in the Tri-Eastern Conference. Good teamwork by these Knights. Good passing. Nobody's really selfish. It's been good even distributing. Of course, Lumpkin, Van Landingham, Faust, they're all hitting their buckets. Deach picks up Moat. And Northeastern in a man-to-man. Lumpkin out on Velasquez. Cantu. Oh, Cantu loses a handle on it. Van Landingham ends up with it. Here come the Knights. Well, nice outlet to Lumpkin. Couldn't get it inside, but Lumpkin tries to save it, and it ends up in Moat's hands. Here comes the Indians the other way. And Ryland slows it up. Cantu. He's going to take a three from the left side. No good. Van Landingham clears the board. Took it out of Garrett Tudor's hands. Lumpkin back to Van Landingham. Nice drive inside the lane. Not a whole lot you can do if you're Hunter Reagan. Van Landingham clear lane, took it right into Hunter, and easy 2 points for the senior Van Landingham. As Jude Connor gets ready to check in for Coach Byram, here comes Lumpkin the other way. He's going to take it all the way up and in. Reagan backs off, doesn't want to get that fourth foul. And we got a timeout as Connor's going to check in for Cantu. So 3:12 marks the senior Cantu's on the bench, so I don't know if his night's done. As Jude Connor checks in for the first time for Coach Byram, he's a sophomore. And number 32, Wesley Hunt's checked in for Ross. That's who will be guarding Connor. Velasquez. Looks like all the starters are out now for Coach Ross. Well, you have number 4, Mikesell, but I don't see any starters out there on the floor. LaFuse backs his guy in. Nice spin move by LaFuse. He's going to go up. And they're going to stay on the floor. It's before the shot. Who's going to pick it up? Call out on number 40, Grant Luby. So I think the night's done for Lumpkin, Deach, Van Lanningham, Lumpkin, and Faust. As LaFuse will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. And LaFuse sinks it. And he still backs off gingerly off that right foot. I'm sure he'll be glad when the game's done, get some ice on that thing. Because we don't know how long Cowper's out. So they're going to have to depend on LaFuse, and he's hobbling. LaFuse is hobbling on that right ankle. Oh, good move by number 40, back in LaFuse and Luby. As Jordan Walzer, check that Connor Walzer. Walls' brother getting ready to check in for Coach Byron as well as the next whistle as Velasquez about loses a handle on it. Guarded by number 44, Carson Terrell. Velasquez is going to drive the lane. He's going to take it, and it goes in using the backboard. So Velasquez looks like that might have been his first 2. As Hunt's with the ball now. Back to Mikesell. .154 left to go. 69-33. Just pretty much. And they're going to get number 40, Luby, with a walk. As Walzer checks in for the first time for Coach Byram. And I think they're going to send LaFuse to the bench. Maybe Coach Byram realizes that ankle's bothering him a little bit more than Camden wants to lead you to believe. So right now at this point, you just everybody wants to play a good, clean game, watch the ankles, watch the knees. As Velasquez is going to take a 3 from the right side, no good. Here comes Hunt the other way. Taking all the way in. Hunt uncontested, really. He knifed through a couple Indians. Reagan looked like he wanted a call. And we're at 118 now. As Moat's going to bring it past the timeline. Velasquez, Moat, Reagan, Walzer, Connor, and Nieto getting ready to check in for Coach Byram. He'll replace Rylan Moat. Hunter Reagan, a frustrated look on the senior's face. He's a competitor, he's a leader. On a game like this, when it gets away from you, it's just got to be frustrating for the seniors. It's the last time they'll play Northeastern. This Hunter's going to take it, and they get a call. This Hunter throws one up. I think they're going to tag that on Harmon. Yep. So Hunter Reagan, the senior, will go at the line, shoot 2. That'll be Harmon's second foul. As we're under a minute. It's all academic now. As Reagan sinks his first one. And Reagan sinks the second one. So not a bad night for the senior Reagan, hitting around the perimeter a couple times, but obviously in a loss, that's more important to win the game. As Northeastern's just going to let the clock run around, see if the Indians can play some defense, get these new guys, the JV guys in here, get some actions. As Connor almost gets a steal. Crossover. Clear out to Hunt. Hunt's going to take a 3. No good. Rebound by Velasquez. Back the other way. Out to Walzer. Walzer around to the right side. Nieto's going to take one. No good. Falls on a rebound but doesn't get it. Nice rebound by number 40, Luby, and we're back the other way. Beatty. And a little keep away now. They're just looking at the clock, 5 seconds. So I think it's going to be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen, as we're winding out. And you hear the crowd behind me. So Northeastern Knights comes into the Union City Gymnasium, walks away with a victory. The final score 71-35. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got a couple more home games. So stay tuned to KISS TV and be advised, of course, anything can happen in the pandemic. this game was kind of moved up from the 26th to the Saturday, so sometimes ADs might be out of the game. So we'll certainly let you know. Stay tuned to KISS TV for all updates. Other than that, everybody have a great weekend. Don't forget the big game tomorrow night. I would say go the Chiefs. On behalf of KISS TV, I'm Brian Merrill. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.